Hi, good day. So we're talking about off-plan houses, off-plan projects, off-plan apartments, off-plan mansions, maisonettes, penthouses here in Lagos, Nigeria. So what should you know about buying an off-plan property here in Lagos, Nigeria? What exactly is an off-plan property? What are the benefits of off-plan houses? What are the risks involved in off-plan projects? What are the questions you must ask before buying an off-plan property? And finally, what are the steps and procedures that if you follow, you can never go wrong, or you are 100% assured in any property you are buying here in Lagos, Nigeria? For those that are new to our YouTube channel, welcome to World Homes and Property YouTube channel. What we do here is to just share with you guides for buying a property here in Lagos, Nigeria. So we have offers you can key into because we're a real estate brokerage firm based in here, based in Lagos, and we have offers you can key into, but we just guide you before showing you investment you can take advantage of here in Lagos, Nigeria. So let's get to work. Now, what's an off-plan project? Off-plan project construction whereby buyers get to key into properties development before they're fully constructed. So developers own this project. And the customer get that, oh, wants to build, like, let's say, wants to build terrace duplex in Ikoyi. I will point out to buyers to come and buy at this off-plan stage. So that's just the basic idea about off-plan. So you're buying when it's still being constructed, compared to an already finished luxurious house that's already in the market for sale. So you're going to be buying off-plan property from the construction stage. It has its own risks and has its own benefits as well. Let's talk about the risks. What are the risks involved in buying a house from just the construction stage, from the off-plan stage? Now, the first thing involved buying a property is allocation issue. Allocation issue. Where there was a company that was trending recently where a particular buyer purchased property from the off-plan stage, from their very first off-plan stage in that particular neighborhood, and the person was meant to pay within a period of time, let's say about 6 to 12 months, and the company had other buyers that were able to pay outrightly. So the developers they ended up overselling that particular estate. And by the time it was time to allocate, after like when the people everybody was meant to move, and the person was like, oh, now I'm done paying, what's next? And they were like, well, sorry, this and that, they started giving the person story, and just as part of the transaction, they were saying they were proposing to relocate him to another different place entirely where he doesn't even want to get. And I was like, what's all this? So that's one issue of property of buying into an off-plan property. When you buy with developers that don't have credibility, that's the issue. Credibility matters when you are buying a property from. So developer must have integrity and they must be credible enough to, like, even though you're paying for either 12 months, 6 months, or 3 months, as long as they make deposit and show an interest, you should be able to reserve your plots in that particular estate. You are done completing your payments, basically. Because I've also seen instances whereby a particular client is defaulted, a particular kind of our brokerage firm, and we have to reach out to her with the company for a housing unit for a particular period of months. Because probably since she lost her job, and for that month we were still able to help her reserve her unit, and then when she bounced back financially, she was able to pay all her payments in a particular period of time to her. So she got allocated her unit. So it's just about having the right brokerage firm to work with in the issue of allocation. Another reason why off-plan projects are very risky is delivery date of the particular project. I do tell my clients that whenever you're buying an off-plan project and the developer tells you that to deliver within 9 months or deliver within 18 months, always add 3 to 4 extra months. Because a lot of things can come up during transaction. You can see an off-plan project that you're building back to back, and then one particular body, whether LASEPA, Las Becas, Lagos State, but just come and say that, oh, you know, so documents, probably tax body. And it might just be delaying that, okay, something that document doesn't open your sites back. And it might be delayed for, let's say, 2 months, 3 months, at times even up to 3 months. That just delay that project that are being constructed. You might just, one issue might just come up with government policy and say that they're going to delay that particular project. So you must always have a plan for delay. Always prepare your mind for delay. I've seen an issue where this particular home market particular project, one of our brokers, a colleague of mine, and they went to deliver the project. Delivery date was done, the project was not complete. And the woman started giving this guy like let me call it a bad image on social media platforms. Let me get the right words to use for that. Like blackmailing the guy on social media platform. And then later on, delivered the project like about 3 months later. And then this woman came back to the guy because she actually blocked the guy on social media page, came back to the guy, unblocked him, and even banned that part from his hand. So I understand that most clients are not prepared mentally for all this. So you have to understand that when you're buying an apartment project, a lot of things can come up that will cause delay during transaction of that building project. You also just understand and prepare your mind basically for about 3 to 4 months extra before you can move into that particular unit you're buying into. Another thing that causes delay is if you are buying from a new development company. Let's say you're just starting development for the first time, and they are not their major source of financing is from the payment of investors and the sales of that particular off-plan project. Like he wants to build apartments now, about let's say 3 to 4 floors. They're having like probably 8 units in total, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom apartments. That sales majorly for new projects. You don't have, Nigeria is you can't really get bank loans. You can also get bank loans, but yeah, that's they don't have any bank loans. So the major source of investment is from just basically investors' investments. Like me and you are buying inside a particular model. So the building will be dependent on how much is coming in basically. How much people are paying the instrumental payment on that particular farm project. That one situation to think about. When you're buying from new development company, that's also one thing that causes delay to. So if the particular develop investor is not paying regularly, it might affect the fast and speed as the project will be being constructed basically because they need finance to do that projects. But if you are buying from all these old development companies for like 5 years, 10 years, people that are paying commercial people like 20 billion naira, they can easily speed up projects and they just deliver on time. Those are the risks involved basic. Those are like the basic risks involved by upper properties. Now, what are the benefits of upper property? Everything that has its own risks has its own benefits too as well. So when you're buying, what are the benefits in buying an upper property? Now, it has a lot of benefits. Let me start from the most common one is that you're going to be buying below the market value. That's like something you should just be very, very aware of. If I see a 5 bedroom detached banana land now that's already ready for me to move in. If I'm going for let's say like 1.3 billion naira, but if I'm a developer that just wants to start building his own in that same banana land, I'm paying like let's say 700 million naira, let's say about 800 million or 850 million naira basically. But that same 500 detached the developer is going to build basically. So that's just the way it is. If you are even though it's Aja or let's say a detached duplex store also in Aja, going for like let's say in the market right now for like let's say like 120, 130. And then I got a developer that wants to start building his own estate with that same detached duplex. I might spend like let's say 85, 90, 95 million naira. So off plan are always much more cheaper. They're always much more cheaper because they're just building from the scratch. It's not yet ready. I'm giving you my funds, I'm giving you my money to just start building right now. So it's always much more cheaper. So by the time you buy below the market value, upon completion, that same building probably within a year or a year and a half or 2 years, we're selling for let's say 150, 160. Because the price of 5 bedroom duplex this year not the same price in the next 2 years. It's not possible. As at 2019, 2020, we're selling 4 bedroom terrace duplex in Kota, in Orchid for 35, 40 million naira. Right now, that same 4 bedroom duplex in Orchid is going for 65, 70 million naira. So people are selling around for 75 million naira. Same 4 bedroom terrace duplex. I was selling for 35 million naira, 40 million naira in the same Orchid for in 2019 for that same price. So you have to understand that off-plan projects before they have completed, they always appreciate in value. You get to enjoy capital appreciation. Another thing off-plan projects, another benefit there is you can twist your own to your own tastes. As developer is someone you can be like, okay, developer, or let's assume your booker is someone that is very, very good. Some developer that okay, I want to start a super class thing in my own particular unit. I want to be an open kitchen. I want the restroom to be like this. I want to have a visitor restroom. I want to have a guest where the guests before they come to my house, the breakout section. I want to have 2 different lounges in my house. Tell them what exactly you want and they beat your own taste. But note, for you to do this, you must have paid a very sufficient amount. Let's say about 80% or 70% of that particular part before they can twist it to your own taste. But understand, the developer will build towards you can easily resell. But when you're bringing to your own particular taste where you want to live in, you have to like made a very good deposit down for that particular. So then that okay, once we are done, Mr. A owns particulars our building basically. That's another benefit to buying a project. The last benefit of buying a project is flexibility of payments. You can spend payments for either 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, depending on who you're working with. Most developers, most people do 12 months basically. Only very few do 18 to 24 months. Most people do 12 months, 12 months for off-ramp party. Most people just do only 12 months. Just 12 months, pay and get your house. 12 months, 12 months. And I would advise you to go for 12 months because that you now have all these allocation issues. You pay when you do 12 months and you're paying regularly and you're working with us as well, you can never have any allocation issue basically. So that's another benefit of buying another property. Another benefit of buying. And then one more thing about the bricks of I just remember now. You have to understand that you have to work with a trusted developer that have a track record to defend or an image to protect. Because developer might be using wrong building materials. You have to understand that you're working with someone that has a very good integrity, a very good image. Someone that even though anything happen, they can always come and defend what they are building. Like for instance, Suji always talks about quality. So you have to work with those kind of developers because they're more focused on their own image, on what they're building than the developer just build and deliver to you. You have to take that into consideration. Now, what are the talk about what an orphan project is, talk about the risks, talk about the benefits. Now, what are the questions you must ask for buying any orphan property here in Lagos, Nigeria? Now, what's the first question you must ask? You're buying an orphan property. You must know the proposed delivery date of that particular project. The proposed delivery date of that project. Now, why is it important to know the delivery date? Because so you can just plan ahead. As I said earlier, if they say they will deliver in 18 months, just take your time and then add extra 3 months. They say they will deliver in 9 months, add extra 3 months. They say they deliver in third quarter, now they deliver most likely in first quarter maximum. That's something you should just always have at the back of your mind. So for you to just have having hypertension or argument with your realtors, kind of to just add extra 3 months, make sure that it fits into where you want to move with that particular housing project. That's the first thing. Second thing you should ask is what is the right ownership of that particular land? Like what is the ownership rights on that land? So for developers now, what they do is that they go into JV, joint ventures. How do joint ventures with about 1 or 2 million people on the right entities of that particular land. So they go into a JV with the owners of that particular land. So let's say company A and Elegushi family now they enter a JV to own that to get to build on that particular land. So when they're done building and they're done making sales, just share the money into equal part basically. So most developers go into JV now. Most projects in Ikoyi, Oniro extension that's coming up right now in the market, Freedom Way, Lekki Phase 1 as most people are going to JV with those royal families and the right owners of particular land because nobody wants to just the developer just wants to go and put like 1 billion naira for that particular land at the moment because it's already take a lot from them to just enter JV with those particular landowners when they're just selling and building, just share the commission. I mean, they share the profit and everyone goes a separate space. JV are very, very safe. Especially that you're dealing with very, very credible people and you can go out with the JV, joint venture property purchase. Now, the first thing you must ask, your question you must ask is an exit plan. An exit plan, very, very important. Let's say you are paying now and you lose your job. You must ask them what's next. So you must always have an exit plan from the person. Let's say you just okay, you were along there you're paying, and you see another person that say, oh, I want to go for it, and you want to close that transaction. How do you get the money back? You must always have that in mind. But let's say you were paying, the developer could not meet up. What is the next thing? You must always have an exit plan in your mind. So let's assume you are buying the property in Ikoyi and then you couldn't meet up and you paid about, let's say the property was about 300 million and you paid about, let's say 250 or 200 or 150. Now you should ask them that okay, I paid some amount. If they will refund it back to you, I'll ask them how much is your refund policy like? I always like developer. People might say they want to refund 40%, 30%. That's too much. That doesn't make sense. The proper pay is being done, probably they refund 10% or maximum 50% back to you. That's where the refund is being done. So always ask them that what's your refund policy? How much are you refunding back to me basically? Because I could not finish transaction and you're still how can you refund money back to me? Always have that in mind. And then you can also ask them that out of 200 million I've paid 150 million. Which of the other projects can you allocate to me? So if they have property in Ikoyi, they can also have property in Lekki Phase 1 or property in Ikate or Osaka London. They can just okay, move so and so so and so place they can just buy into basically. They must always have an exit plan and a strategy basically. And if it's also their land, so and so lands are very valuable. You can also switch from that apartment to a very good land, a very valuable land. Land appreciates in value. Land you can even resell the land at a very much higher price. It's more easier to swap a land than probably houses. Basically, you can easily get the buyer for a land and you just build what you want to build. That particular, especially the commercial land, you sell it off very, very, very fast. So have an exit plan. So both delivery dates, first question you should ask, exit plan, third question you should ask, and second question you should ask is who are the right ownership on that particular land you're building on? Who are the right ownership on land they're building on? Now that's that about the question you must ask. Now, what are the steps that you must follow by an property? What are the steps you must follow? What are the procedures you must follow by an property? Now, the first step you must follow is you have to know what you want to buy and why you want to buy the particular property. So just you want to buy an apartment. What do you want to use your apartment for? You want to move with your family. You want to use your apartment for rental, yearly rental. You want to use your apartment for Airbnb, that's trusted apartment. You must have in the back of your mind. So why do you buy? Do you want to buy the apartment and they sell upon completion stage? You must have an idea of, okay, I want to buy some so apartment. Okay, I know that you have to know your budget first, and then understand why you want to buy that property. And after you know that, no location you want to buy things. Okay, I want my house to be in Ikoyi. I want my house to be in Victoria Island. I want my house to be in Lekki Phase One. I want my house to be in Ikati, Osaka, New Road, Chevron, Igbefon, Ikota, Orchid, Ora Estate. So I'm telling you all the neighbors on the island, Aja, just know exactly the location you want your house to be into. And the next thing is to reach out to your agent. Now let's assume you want to buy a a penthouse for let's say 50 million naira in Ikoyi. And then reach out to your agent that madam, your money cannot buy a penthouse in Ikoyi. The agent will show you where it fits your budget. So reach out to your agent. For us, for me now, when a client reach out to me, the first is not the lead analysis. When I ask you what's the budget, what kind of house are you looking to get, the preferred location, how soon do you want to move, what are the things you want inside your house, do you want a detached house, semi-detached house, are you fine with a terrace, do you want a swimming pool, do you want a gym facility? I can only lead analysis to know exactly what you want. After that, I'm not tell you that, oh, matter from our lead analysis, this is what fits into what you want to buy. This is what your budget can work with. This is what you can easily buy into. This is the offer budget I will deliver in the next 6 months, 2 months. Because our budget can deliver within 2 months. I'm almost done. So I can't tell you exactly what you want. That's how we do that in my own budget. I don't know about others, but that's the step we have to carry, we have to follow. And after the analysis, I send my clients properties that fit into what they want. Should probably most likely through WhatsApp. That's how we chat. So after I've become the analysis, and I say, okay, this properties that fit into what you want to do. And then they like this virtually, we can go and inspect. I'll send them a couple of other listings so as well, not just only one, about 2 or 3, and then we schedule physical inspection where we go outside and check it out with them basically. So after inspection, and they like it. And actually the company or developer profile. So I say, okay, this is if a company Z or company XYZ, and this is the company profile. They've been in the business for so and so years. They develop so and so property. These are the previous what they've worked on. I show them what property that this company have previously worked on basically. And after that, I negotiate an offer on their behalf. So my job as a real estate broker is to get my client the best offer basically. An offer that they can't give developer, they cannot give another agent in the real estate market. That's my job basically. So get them a very, very nice offer. A very, very offer they can give them peace of mind basically. Offer they cannot get anywhere else with developer. Where they negotiate that offer out basically. Now after that, your agent have done everything for you. You should next thing you should do is to get a property lawyer. Now, property lawyer, please know property lawyer. Don't just get any kind of lawyer. Not all lawyers have idea about real estate, but no, when it comes to property transaction, there are some little things that other lawyers might not know, like getting a divorce lawyer or a marriage lawyer or that kind of lawyer to do some kind of real estate transaction. They don't know what the property lawyer knows. They don't have a the property lawyer has. So basically, you have to get a property lawyer because I think property lawyer other lawyers don't know. There was an instance where a woman brought a lawyer to site, and the lawyer was saying that they wanted to buy land from the company, and the lawyer was saying that the company should go and get them government consent down. So the land initially had the CO. The woman was not the lawyer. I mean, the lady that they bought as a lawyer. I'm not sure she was the lady they bought as a lawyer was saying that the company should get a governor's consent in the client's name. Online, the company already spent, let's say, about millions of naira, hundreds of millions to get the CO from government as allowed. So I'm not saying the company should not go ahead and get God's consent in the client's name. And nobody does that. And later on, there's a way where you can search for all the lawyers in Lagos State. I'm glad to say the girl was just an HR staff. Mainly, she's not one into she's not that much. She's a full-time HR staff for where she works basically. And bring a person proper. So you have to bring a proper lawyer that is well informed. That is well informed. You can't tell a company to getting government consent in a client's name. Not at no extra cost. As if they want to, okay, as if say that, oh, I can't depend on that 3 million naira, 2.5 million to go and get this government's consent again. Okay, that's understandable. Company can get that price and they just work on this very, very fast. We're saying that no extra cost, they should do. No, nobody does that. So get the property lawyer that is well informed. And get the lawyer that is truthful to us. Those lawyers are very, very good. Lawyers are very important in transaction. We need them. They have to verify for, they have to verify the documents, the details of assignment document, the contract of the document has to be prepared. So anything that happens, they can always be there to defend. But some of them are very, very good people. You can see some lawyers saying that, oh, tell agents that the clients that have paid the lawyer for the work they are doing, they now see 10 agents that they want to also part of the commission, they want this, they want that, and then they'll just make sure you get a lawyer that has very good integrity, basically. Integrity matters for who lawyer are working with. So they end up compromising. Now, since that whereby lawyer could not have an agreement with the particular agent on the commission, the last time I proposed the client to buy the property, because they know how efficient they can bring the transaction. So you have to get a very good lawyer that has a good integrity basically. I've met several kind of lawyers. I've met some that we ended up very very badly, and I've met some that we become very very tight. That even whenever my client wants to do any property work, I think that because most clients working with us for the first time, they feel like if we give them our indoor barrister, they feel like, oh, they work with us, I might not be fully open with them. So I just refer them to those lawyers we worked with before basically. So you have to get a very good lawyer that even we the vocation wants to build a relationship with that particular lawyer, not just all of them this greedy and get understand. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Get a very good lawyer and work on your behalf. And I think after you follow this step, you should have less assurance. You should have less chance of getting wrong, getting an upon property wrong. You should have very very less chances of going wrong during an upon property. And if you want 100% assurance, just call us at all times. You know, you don't want to stress, you don't want anything to shake you anyhow. You want an property they can buy, they can go and sleep or have peace of mind. Just reach out to us at all times. We'll handle everything on your behalf. We'll give you step by step feedback on how construction is going. If you are buying at the foundation stage, we give you step by step on development process. If there's any delay, let you know, oh, this is so and so delay, it requires so and so period of time, there's so and so issue coming up. We will let you know everything as it's going. So not be having like, oh, I came back after 2 years, it's not they don't do anything. No, 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 no. You want peace of mind, just come and work with us. That's just the conclusion, summary. If you want peace of mind, come and work with us basically. So I think that's all we have to know about the property. And if you want more information, you can transfer us at all and notes. And due to popular demand, I'll also be sharing some of party with us. We first had a very short 1 minute series each on the party you can can buy in the Lekki Asics. So we have property can kings right from Victoria Island, Victoria Island, that's a new extension, Lekki Phase 1, that's Freedom Asics, Sakwa London, we have some at Orchid Asics. We have some in the Kate too as well. Kate, Orchid, the Kate, Orchid. We have some at Abarisanya. We have some at Shogotedo. We have some at Abidjo. I feel like the last place we have at Abidjo. Yeah, Abidjo is the last place on the island. Abidjo is the last place we have at the moment right now. So I'll be sharing these open properties subsequently, basically, because we can't just do everything at once. We go to sites, maybe we let you know about the property, we let you see the way it is, where we are currently at, where you can come, where you can buy into, and I think you can also take advantage of property. You know the benefits. You're buying property below the market value, and we will just guide you through the weeks and make sure you get the best, the best project. Basically, my name is Alajide, and I'm your go-to risk consultant here in Lagos, Nigeria. So bye for now, guys. See you next episode.